And just like that, I am back. Welcome to tonight's podcast with your girl Dina as we journey with Dina, okay? Thank you for joining me on tonight. As tonight we will be doing a recap, right? But before we get into the recap, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so at this time. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go live because I've been going live pretty often. Okay, I'm kind of getting the hang of this thing, right? So, if you have not been watching for the past 5 days, then I don't know what you were doing. So, tonight I am going to give you the full recap of the mini series that I've done for the past 5 days on 5 keys to identifying your soulmate. Now, at the beginning, I encourage you to watch Pastor Torrey Roberts has this video on YouTube called 5 Keys to Identifying Your Soulmate. And I kind of broke down each day, but I didn't go back into it because I didn't want to overlap, what I've already done. So tonight, I'm just going to give you a brief overall of it and give you whatever the Lord gives me to give you by the end of this video and let you be on your way, okay? So, like I said, it was entitled 5 Keys to Identifying Your Soulmates. Now, I did tell you in the beginning that at first I did not believe in soulmates because it just sounded so like a soulmate. Like I didn't have a full definition of it, right? So I now know that a soulmate is the same thing as a kingdom spouse, a kingdom partner. Is somebody for you to be in partnership with, and that's for the kingdom, which doesn't always mean in church. The kingdom means wherever you go, the people you meet is something for you to minister and to give to them, right? Marriage is a ministry in itself. So when we talk about soulmates, we're talking about your purpose partner, the someone that God has created for you to do purpose with, right? To do what you have an assignment together to accomplish for the purpose of God, right? So in those, so that was the definition of what we talked about what a soulmate was. Now, if you are on here and you watch the videos, please let me know that. If you watch the past videos that I've done, the 5 ones, let me know that as well. What did you think about it? I've gotten some good feedback from the videos that they were very helpful and encouraging to people. And I'm telling y'all, when I watched it, it blessed my little soul because it gave me a whole new found revelation of what a soulmate is. And I was like, okay, Lord, I see you. I'm in the school of life. I'm sitting in this school working things out, right? So when I listened to it, and like I said, he was saying that there is a blessing in your soulmate partnership because it's something God has already ordained, and He has some blessings that's going to be attached to it, right? Because for one, God blesses unity, a marriage, and He is blessing it for the purpose of, I'll say, your good, but His glory. So it has a lot to do what God has already purposed for you, right? So let's see. The first one that we gave was chemistry. And chemistry, you got a little connection with somebody, but you don't really know what it is. But that still doesn't qualify for your soulmate, right? The second one we did was connection, where you feel a connection with someone. Maybe it seems like you've known them for a while and some might be there. So let's see what it is. The third one was the most important one of them all is wholeness. Like to be whole within yourself before you even get to that part of your soulmate, right? And once you are whole, that qualifies the connection for you being the soulmate, right? And wholeness is, whew, that's a lot in itself. Me and my trainer was actually talking this morning, and he was talking about how a lot of women have daddy issues. And I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. Do tell. And he talked about how the last four relationships that he had been in, the women all had daddy issues, meaning growing up they had whatever issues, he didn't go into detail, that they were missing from his father, but it showed up in his relationships. And they were very unwilling to even kind of address it or talk about it. So I was like, I can see that, because I feel like, just my perspective, that a girl's first love should be her dad. I feel like a girl's first date should be her dad. Everything with a man should be a girl's dad, so she can see what it is that she's supposed to look for when she gets older, right? It's just my opinion. That's just my perspective on things, but that's how I feel. And it gives her a different outlook as she grows older to what she should expect. And we talked about how there are a lot of men that are not present in those little girls' lives, which those little girls that don't have that, they grow up to be grown women that's still looking for that thing. So they approach relationships different. So that's why it is so important for us to be whole within ourselves before we even try to move on to that. You know some things going on with you, some voids you still have, some desires you still have, and that's even before getting in a relationship. But let's take the time to address that. Let's don't continue to do the same thing expecting a different result. That's the definition. That's insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's not gonna happen. Hey Kim. So let's behold so we can get qualified. That will qualify us for our soulmate, right? Wholeness come in all different shapes, colors, and forms. But do the work to make yourself whole so you're not constantly out here looking for something that's no one else can give you but God. Have the hard talks. Whether it's a daddy issue, whether your daddy wasn't there, whether, like, get somebody to talk to, get that out. Talk to God, journal it. God understands. He can help you if your dad's not here, if you don't have a relationship with her, if some things happened when you were younger. Like, talk to somebody, write it out, get it together so that we won't continue to look for these things that we didn't have in our fathers in a man. Because I feel like that goes a long way in even how you choose a partnership or relationship, and definitely a marriage. So we don't want to take that into our marriage and then have to double back to fix things. So let's be whole before we even get there, right? So that was number 3, wholeness. Number 4 was divine confirmation. I don't care what it is. If you can ask God, He will confirm it for you. And if you like me, you can ask over and over again. I'll be like, I know He about sick of me, but I need one more confirmation, Lord. And sometimes He'll give it to you, but then sometimes He'll be like, hey, I already told you what to do. I've already showed you what it is, but you have to be patient and trust my timing. If I showed it to you, you're going to have it. Because I ain't going to lie about it, but you got to be patient with me, because everything is attached to a time, right? And for me, with divine confirmations, they can be so simple, y'all. Like, confirmations for me, it can be a song come on the radio, but you have to pay attention to it. Because God be talking to us, but sometimes we don't be paying attention. It can be a song on the radio, like it can be a show on the TV, a commercial. Yeah, I even been watching Christmas movies, okay? I never liked Christmas movies because I feel like they was all a bunch of baloney, because they will always have a couple that will meet at the holidays. They would get together, they would have Christmas together, they would fall in love, and they would get married and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, that is so unreal, because that never happened for me. So I was like, that is so unreal. However, one year, I think 2023, God started dealing with me and giving me so many confirmations through Christmas movies, because I didn't believe in it. So He said, I'm going to show you. And I mean, they was back to back to back. And one of the Christmas movies was so crazy. It was entitled A New Husband for Christmas. So when I was watching the the movie, and I got all these little nuggets from it. And I was like, oh, that was good. That was good. And so I had a friend call me with the same situation that the lady was on TV with. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, God. So I gave her exactly what the lady said. It was some things that she wanted her husband to do, but he wasn't doing right. So I was like, well, don't nag him about it. Don't say this about it. Just pray for him, right? Pray that God send the right people around him that will speak positive in his ear. That's something you definitely got to do. When you get your soulmate and you get married, even before then, you pray now that God will put the right people around him or her, that they will speak what God speaks to them and not be deterring them to do what God wants them to do, right? Because it matters in your circle who around you and who's speaking it to you. So pray for discernment right now for your soulmate, that they have discernment and that God put the right people around them. Because, baby, I've been praying that prayer for a long time, right? But anyway, back to the story. So she was saying there was some things that she wanted to do. I said, well, we're gonna just pray for them that God will put the right people around them. And I think it was about him. I think it was about him wanting to. She wanted him to go to church or something like that. So I was like, well, don't nag him about it. Just pray for him, right? Just pray that God will send the right people around him that will influence him to do, to do better, to want to seek a relationship like that and to go to church. But don't nag him about it because we can take that and go all the way to the left, right. So she was like, okay. So we talked and I told her about the show and how it went or whatever. It wasn't even 2 days. She texted me at 4 o'clock that morning after. 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all. It was a screenshot where he had texted her and told her that I never want you to feel like I don't ever want to put you first and do things with you. I think he said, so when I'm starting to be off on Sundays, I want to start going to church with you on Sundays. I was like, okay, God, you done spoke a word through the Christmas movie now, okay? So I don't bash the Christmas movies anymore now. I listen to them and I'm like, okay, God, because he got me together that year on Christmas. Every Christmas movie came on, I got a word. I was writing down, I was telling people, and I was like, well, this is what happened in this movie, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, praise God. She was like, you ain't gonna believe this, and I ain't believe it, because I was like, well, honey, that's what God said. So that's what happened in that. So that's what I gave to you. So make sure you do that now. Like, you don't have to wait until you get with your soulmate, till you get with your spouse to pray for them. Honey, you pray for them now, every morning, every evening, even when you think about them. Just pray for them, cover them, because you're going to need it. So you start early now, getting in the habit of them before they even come, and then you just carry on out when they get there, right? I wasn't intending on saying that, but hey, that's where it came from, right? And the last one was a sense of purpose. Like we talked about, like everything God has for us to do has a purpose attached to it, right? Two people coming together for one purpose, which God has ordained us for. You may know what it is before, and you may not. But I feel like a lot of times when we're on this journey, and God teaches us and gives us things, we kind of know a little what we're supposed to be doing. So I feel like your soulmate is gonna be on the same wavelength of the things that they have learned and been through. And then when God brings it all together, y'all gonna just mesh and y'all gonna be a blessing to other people. Whether it's like I said in the church, whether it's whatever kind of he may give you a ministry. And ministry doesn't always mean that, oh, you're going to be in a church being a preacher or evangelist or that like that. No, it's for the people. Like you might have parties at your house, have other married couples that they want to have a conversation. They may be in 1 year or it may be engaged people. You never know who you will be ministering to or talking to, but it's all for the glory of God. And it's, how they say you go through things for other people. Yeah, that's a part of it as well. So you just share your testimony and you encouraging other people about the same things that you have been through and you have made it through, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do anyway. Testify and help somebody else along the way. Then your living won't be in vain. Okay, that's one of my songs. Okay, so even with the sense of purpose, and at the end I wrote, and I'm sure I wrote this in 2019 when I did this, and it has that this is going to prepare you for what God has for you next. Hmm. So that means what? It's coming. It is coming. So it just says, remember that you cannot get ahead if we keep looking back. Don't keep looking back at what you left, what left you, how it happened, what it happened. Just inhale, exhale, and keep it moving, okay? Because you don't know what or who God has ahead for you, right? So it also says that as you release the old, God says, I'm opening doors for you to step into a new thing. That has been my thing for this whole year, for the first 6 months, stepping into a new thing. So when you step into new things, you have to have a new mindset. You have to have new expectations. You just, it's got to be all new and refreshed, and you got to be open to it. Because I've told y'all over and over again, God is not going to do it the way you think He's going to do it, right? So just keep an open mindset and go with the flow and spend some more time with God so He can tell you what He has planned for you, because He will tell you. Because listen, He done told me so much stuff. I got about 5, 6 journals over here, and I done dated and everything. And I debated whether I was going to tell y'all or not about this other part. Oh, and on the bottom it has new beginnings and fresh start. I don't know about you, but I am loving walking into my new beginnings and my fresh starts. Earlier, I think it was last year, my mom has this scroll in her house, and it has all these words on it. And so, you know how you look at this little thing they put on Facebook, when the first words you see, it's like that's what God is saying to you. And so the first words when I looked on there and seen, it was wait on God, new beginnings, and joy. So I'm going to share my words with you to wait on God, new beginnings, and joy. Not sorrow, but joy. So many good things happened for me last week. I wanted to cry because I was so overwhelmed and overjoyed, but I couldn't even get a tear out. I said, I guess I done cried all my last cries at the beginning of the month. So now with the blessings coming, I can't even cry. But I can only have joy. So that's what I got for the recap tonight. And oh, my last thing that I said I was struggling to tell y'all is, I know we've talked about it before about getting a journal, right? I don't know how many of you have actually gotten a journal and started journaling or not, because I know everybody is not a journaler, right? So tonight, I am going to share a little of my business with you again, because I want you to do the same thing that God gave me, so I'm gonna give it to you, right? So this is how this happened. April of 20, no, it was January, March of 2023. I was sitting on the couch, and God told me, go and start writing in your journal. Go and get a journal and start writing in your journal to your future husband. I looked, I was like, what? He said, go and get a journal and start writing in the journal to your future husband. And I will tell you that I was disobedient. I did not get off the couch, and I did not get no journal and write to my future husband, because, like, where you at? What I'm gonna say? So I didn't do it, right? Let me tell you how God works. The very next week, I was on a Zoom call with my friend, and we was doing we had did a vision board. So we was doing like a mid year. I think it was the first quarter check in. And in the midst of the check-in, I started looking at my vision board and I seen how stuff had happened on my vision board. I was like, oh my God. So how about at the end, she said, okay, what I want y'all to do is to get you a journal. And I want you to start writing in your journal to a future person. I said, God funny. Because guess what? He told me to do that last week and I did not do it. I was disobedient. I did. Because to me, it didn't make sense. Like, why would I be writing to somebody who I ain't even met or I don't even know yet? But that's how God is. Don't worry about it. Just get up and do what I told you to do. So when my person, when she told us to do it, I laughed because it was funny because God is so amazing that even when we don't do it the first time, he'll give us a second chance to do it. So he gave me my second chance that very next week to do it. And guess what? I went right on to the good old, I think I went to Dollar Tree. Got me a good old journal. And baby, open the book up and what it say? To my future husband. The wait is over. And I dated it. The first entry was April the 1st, 2023. So I still have been writing in it. I don't write in it as often. I used to write in it every day. Then I felt like I was forcing it. So I stopped writing every day and I wrote when I feel like the Lord put it on my spirit, on my heart to do it. And so then I get up and come and write in my book. And just write to dear future husband, because you gotta speak it into existence, right? And I always end it with love your future wifey. Okay, y'all don't know nothing about me. Listen, I've been on this journey for a long time. I've been learning and growing, and I am proud of my own self, baby. Nobody else proud of me. I am. Okay, so I challenge you tonight to put that on your list for the weekend. Not even the weekend, because today's only Tuesday. You got time tomorrow. Go Wednesday to the Dollar Tree on your lunch break or when you get out of work, get you a little nice. It has the little lines in it. Nothing pinky girly because you might give it to your future husband sooner than you think, right? So get him something that he can hold and read, whether you want to share it with him or not, when that time comes. But don't get on no pink journal. Or if you're a man and you want to write to your future wife, you can get a pink journal for her. But if you're a woman, get him a black one or something manly to write in. And just write as God gives it to you. Because it's some things that God will give you to write to him, your feelings, how you feel, how you have prepared, how you have waited, how you can't wait for the day to come when you unite, like whatever it is that you want to talk about or give to him, put it in here and date it so you can go back. Because I stopped dating mine, but I started back dating it. So date it. So when that time comes and he was like, oh my God. Like you can just put a little simple so like today I pray for you. Well, remember, we gotta pray for him every day. So we gotta get in the habit of it. So it comes natural when it's time. Okay? So I hope that you have enjoyed this mini series with me on 5 keys to identifying your soulmate. I pray that from this day forward, that you continue to speak your soulmate into existence, okay? Because I'm speaking mine and we shall see it. This is the year of manifestations. You shall see it, you shall touch it, you shall experience it, right? And y'all already know my words that I say. So it is closer than you think. So keep moving, keep pressing, keep going, encourage yourself. And if you need a little more encouragement, hit me up. I can send you some as well. But just speak it as if it's going to happen. You don't know when the day will come because it might come just like that. So prepare yourself. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And just get ready for the next thing in your new season, okay? Until tomorrow, I will be back on tomorrow, probably at 7, with something new for y'all for the week, right? So we got a little new coming in tomorrow. So, but don't forget to pick up your journal and start writing to your future. Okay? That's all I got for y'all tonight. Have a good evening. Drop me some comments and let me know what you thought.